Our next guest in the Toyota Solutions studio is Tricia Compas-Markman, the founder of Day One Response. Basically, Tricia came up with a really cool invention, which is, as I understand it, Tricia, a water bag that purifies, it stores. Let me let you describe what it is.
Sure, it's essentially the Day One water bag, and it's essentially a water treatment plant in a backpack. So it allows you to collect water from like a creek or a stream, treat it, transport, and then hygienically store it. So it's all in one. You don't have to rely on multiple things. We've got it all right here.
The whole point of this invention was disaster response. A lot of times after a major disaster, one of the biggest concerns is getting potable, drinkable water.
Correct.
How did you come up with the idea?
Well, it was really, before I really got into disaster response and water treatment, I was part of an Engineers Without Borders club at my campus at Cal Poly. In California, and I was really inspired by community-sized water treatment, the challenges of providing clean drinking water, but the opportunities it gives, and we were focused on school children. So the opportunities it can give to allow kids to go to school, to promote health, and just, you know, it's just such a basic need, but to see that that wasn't there for them. So I wanted to dive deeper into the technical side of water treatment, and it was right around the time of Hurricane Katrina, the Southeast Asian tsunami. So we saw an opportunity to say, hey, we could be really creative and innovative in compact water solutions for disaster response, because it is such a need. It's one of the biggest challenges in disasters.
So fast forward, but also let's go back to 2014, and you're awarded a grant by Toyota under this Mother of Invention program. What does that mean for you personally?
Well, personally, it's huge. It's kind of hard to really quantify it, because you know, it first provided us such credibility for our organization at Day One Response, that we have a larger organization like Toyota that believes in what we do and really wants to promote our story, get it out there. You know, who is Day One Response? What are we doing? And they want to help share it. And then they really kind of provided an avenue for partnership. So they helped us get into the Philippines after typhoon response, and then get into Haiti for the Hurricane Matthew in 2016. And they also supported us and our deployment partners most recently after Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Maria in Texas and Puerto Rico. So the partnership that Toyota's provided was not a one-time thing. It's really a partnership, and I think that's really unique, as well as being able to connect with the other mothers of invention.
It's an ongoing partnership, and I imagine it also sort of helped you grow the organization as well.
Yes, and it helped us grow. You know, at the time in 2014, and we were a small team, and we're still a small team, but we were kind of at this idea of getting this into different pilot levels, trialing it in different places. When we really started this partnership with Toyota, and through the Mother of Invention Award, we started to scale. And so we went from being in about maybe 4 countries to now we're in 30 countries.
Wow.
The product has been. And so I think that there's a lot that the platform that Toyota has provided to be able to get our name out there and to know that we're a company that's doing this and we're part of the solution.
Let's talk a little bit about sort of what drove you to become really a social entrepreneur with this. You had a background in engineering. Those jobs tend to be pretty highly in demand these days. You could have gone anywhere.
You know, and I really was set to go somewhere else. This wasn't in engineering in school at the time. Entrepreneurship wasn't part of our vocabulary. You either worked for a private consulting firm or for a public agency, and those are very valuable jobs. I just didn't know if I really fit there. But I pursued a consultant job, and it was in 2008 when the economy was going down, and they rescinded the offer. And it was devastating at the moment, but it really gave me an opportunity to say, what do I really want to do? And as an engineering student, I was a bit risk adverse, but had an opportunity through some advisors, both at Cal Poly and kind of some business advisors, say, you know, there's a real opportunity here, and I wanted to dive in. But it was really through some partnerships that we had that I felt comfortable to do that.
It's so interesting to hear from somebody that admits to feeling risk adverse. I feel like so many social entrepreneurs have this natural risky nature. Is that sort of an ongoing battle for you sometimes?
Yeah, I would say my husband says, are you pretty cautious? Oh, what do you mean I started this business or doing this? But I think that I really kind of evaluate those decisions. Try not to take too much time, but so I don't think I'm naturally that way, but I think through this process and being on this journey with Day One Response, I've become more excited about risk, and knowing that you may not know the future, but I think that's the really exciting part.
Right.
But to make sure that we're making wise, have as much information as we can to make those decisions.
I want to go back to the product. Clearly it's available within disaster zones, but is it available to the wider public?
Yes, that was actually a question that as we were working internationally, and I was in Nepal after the earthquake in 2015, and we were asked by the local organizations and local community members, well, what are you doing in the U.S.? And so we said, we really want to be able to have this for an emergency kit for,
Red Cross or first responders even?
Exactly. Fire departments, for families that want to prepare. So it's on our website, it's on Amazon. People can buy this for their households. It provides a minimum 2-month supply of water purification. And then we're also working with preparedness organizations and also into the governments here in the U.S. Government agencies that are looking at preparedness.
What's so cool as I look at the product is it's a backpack, but it's also sort of a camelback and water purification all in the same device.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, sometimes you can have a standalone filter, but how do you collect the water? Where do you store it after?
And then how do you carry it?
Exactly. So that's really what we want. We really designed it for the user to say, if they had nothing else, if I had to leave my home and evacuate, could I have just this system to allow me to do everything? And then, just that little bit of hope that I can have water for my family and I can have it the next day and the next day and the next day.
What is next for you as far as the company goes?
So for us, we're really about scaling. We have a lot of work going on in East Africa, into the Middle East, and also into Southeast Asia. So for us, it's really about scaling and executing, and the partnerships that we have, both with private organizations as well as nonprofits, and knowing that the opportunities in disasters are endless. Unfortunately, they are, but we have a solution that could really help. So we're getting to the masses is really what we're excited about.
So you have also recently become another kind of mother.
Yes.
You've had a baby since you started the company. Tell me how that has changed your perspective, if at all, as a business owner.
That's a great question. Becoming a new mom, and my daughter is 16 months now, it really helps prioritize and puts a perspective on life and on your decisions, and it's allowed me to delegate a little bit more, to evaluate what I'm doing. Is this important? And it justifies that, and to know that I'm working on such an issue around water that's such a basic need, that my daughter Avery, while she has a lot of opportunities being in the U.S., but this is such a basic need that could affect her. So it's kind of working for her, working for the greater good. It's just a reminder of, I want to keep doing this.
New challenges though as well, right? I mean, to be running a business is kind of having a baby. I've heard.
Yeah, it's definitely a new challenge. But a speaker recently said, there's never kind of a right time for it. And I personally was pretty scared on taking that opportunity and saying I want to have kids, I want to be a mom, but knowing that it really does take a village. So having the support of family, having the support of our company and our board and advisors to really say this is life, and it's okay, and you'll be but knowing that I have to be confident in myself and believe in that and know my priorities, but to know that there are others around me that are helping.
What's harder, a startup or a newborn?
It ebbs and flows. Kind of what in the moments of things can be really hard. I think the thing that I like about it is every day is new. And then something that you thought was such a challenge today, 2 weeks later is I got that, I understand it, how to change diapers, things like that, versus how do I have a discussion and negotiation. So the challenges are ever going.
There's a learning curve on both.
Yeah,
what is your advice to young women, young girls that have an idea and maybe don't know where to start?
I think the biggest thing is continue to believe in your idea, but talk to other people about it. Talk to your parents about it. Talk to your friends about it. Talk to your teachers. And for me, it was having all of that, but really, as a college student at the time, talking to my professors, who one of my close professor had a business himself. So knowing that others could do it and being able to share that made you not feel so alone. And there's a lot of little failures that happen. So just, you know, get those partners, get those mentors, and your path may not be what you think it is, but be open to it.
That's terrific advice. Tricia Compas-Markman, congratulations on your continuing success as a mother of invention and on becoming a new mother.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.